Mercedes-Benz India has kicked off 2025 with the launch of two electric SUVs. One of them being a derivative of the EQS, which is the EQS 450, a five-seater. And the more exciting one is what you see behind me over here, which is the all-electric G Wagen. Now, this beast of a machine is something that you can get on road for about 3 crores, well, plus tax. And it is something that you can book today, but you only get it later in the year, post Q3, because it's already sold out. That's the demand for the electric G and a vehicle that dreams are made of. Now, what do you get with this as a package? Well, we're talking about 587 horsepower, 1,164 Newton meters of torque, 0 to 100 in 4.7 seconds, and a range of 473 kilometers per charge. Let's take a closer look what you get with the electric G, and then we'll move on to what you get with the EQS 450 as well. So starting with the G-Class, well, if you've always wanted a G-Class, but you wanted something that's a little bit more eco-friendly, then the G580 with EQ technology is definitely here to steal your heart. This just isn't any ordinary electric SUV. This, what you see over here, is the Edition 1, and it is an icon that is built for the future. So what quite makes the G580 a game changer? Well, starting with what you get underneath the hood, or the floor in this case, you've got 4 individually controlled electric motors that deliver a jaw-dropping 587 horsepower, 1,164 Newton meters of torque. And what does that translate to? Well, this machine over here can go from 0 to 100 in 4.7 seconds. With a 116 kilowatt-hour battery on board, it has a range of 473 kilometers on a single charge, and that's pretty decent for something that's shaped like this. Add to that, Mercedes has ensured that the off-road capability stays intact while reimagining some of the cool stuff that you can definitely do with it. So, I mean, bare bones basic, it's got 250 mm of ground clearance, it can wade through about 850 mm of water, and yes, with 4 motors, 1 on each wheel, it's got that total off-road capability. But where does it totally stand out? One, it's got a feature called the G-Turn. Now, this is something that's very cool that allows the vehicle to turn up to 720 degrees in a single spot. It's like a tank turn, and the G580 can do that. It can also climb 45-degree inclines, which is pretty much like going up the steepest slope you can imagine, apart from something being vertical. But that's just what the G can do for you. A very interesting vehicle. It's been kitted out with all the creature comforts on board as well. So when you step into the cabin, what you do get is a very plush, top-notch cabin with great controls and brilliant ergonomics to ensure that you can access a plethora of information. It comes with an 18-speaker Burmester 3D surround system, Dolby Atmos. You've got the MBUX augmented reality navigation on board, and you also get dual 12.3-inch displays for you to access a plethora of information and scroll through a variety of controls as well. This is taking the most rugged off-roader that we know about and bringing it into the electric era. So the G580 with EQ technology is something that is just outstanding, and the numbers are there to say it. With 85 units that were destined for India already being sold out, yes, you can book one of these right now, but deliveries will only start in Q4 of 2025. What's the price tag on it? Well, Mercedes has priced it at 3 crores ex-showroom. So on road, it works out to about 3.5 crores, which is still a lot cheaper than the standard G variants that are out there in the market currently. So if you are looking for something that's rugged, looks stunning, it's got that iconic build and stance, and yet is electric, the G580 with EQ technology and a host of tricks up its sleeve is something that you definitely want to get your hands on. Well, now moving on to the second launch of the day, which is the EQS SUV. This one is the 5-seater. The earlier variant that was launched last year had 3-row seating. This one has just 2 rows. Let's take a look at what's changed and what's not with this variant. Well, coming to what you get with the EQS SUV over here. Now this, as I pointed out earlier, is the 5-seater version of what we already have in the market. So from a design perspective, not a lot has changed. I mean, it's got the same flowing lines. It's got the same features on board pretty much, but there's a few tweaks to it that make it stand apart from its sibling. So to start with, you've got dual electric motors on board that deliver about 360 horsepower, 800 Newton meters of torque. It can go from 0 to 100 in 6.1 seconds, and it does feature the 4MATIC all-wheel drive system, so you get that excellent grip and amazing cornering ability with it. So if you remember our review of the EQS earlier on, we drove it in and around Hyderabad, and it is a massive electric SUV that's very plush. You're seated in comfort. The seats are divine. Even the second row, it's like a sofa that you're seated on, and you've also got access to a plethora of creature comforts on board. So the EQS 450 with the 5-seat configuration ensures that you've got more than ample room on board. I mean, after all, it does boast of having a 3.2 meter wheelbase, which really opens up a ton of space on board for Mercedes to have kitted it out in a manner that only they can to ensure you get that maximum level of comfort and luxury on board. With the tech, highlights include the MBUX Hyperscreen that it comes with. It's got a 17.7-inch central OLED display, and a pair of, well, you've also got the Burmester sound system on board, and as compared to its sibling, the air control system has now been improved. So this one gets a HEPA air filter, and that is something that is also changed over here. With the design, now if you remember the EQS, there was an AMG line for it as well. This one gets the electric art line. So you're talking about it having 21-inch alloy wheels, a very sleek exterior, as I pointed out, and a really neat, elegant stance. Pricing for the EQS SUV 450 is 1.28 crores, which is a little under what the 3-row version would cost. So when it comes to the battery on board and all of that, that's pretty much standard across both models. And with this one, you also get a driving range of about 800 plus kilometers on a single charge. So we're talking about a really neat, plush, upmarket SUV, a brilliant 5-seater, lots of space in the rear, and something that really wins you over with its style, its performance, and the fact that it's kitted out to really leave you cocooned in comfort. Well, that's the first 2 launches from Mercedes-Benz this year. They've got a total of 8 launches lined up for 2025. And on that note, I should also add that 2024 was one of the biggest years for Mercedes-Benz India, with them having close to 20,000 units sold in a single year, making it their best year ever in India. So yes, the luxury market is booming, Mercedes-Benz is doing really good, and we've obviously got a lineup of exciting vehicles coming our way. If you've got any further questions about what you've seen in this video, you want to know more about the electric G or the EQS 450, do write in, leave me a comment below. It's my job and the MotorScribes promise that we answer every question that comes in on our channel.